Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of Product and Cake. Today, my cake is a rice cake, so it has a very interesting crunch. So I will not eat this during the recording. And on top of that, most importantly, we have Paul here with me. Sadly, not here in the room with me, but in the virtual studio you're using.
So
How you
no,
doing, Paul?
I'm good, thank you, but I'm super sad that I don't have any rice cake here. But anyway, as we can't eat it while recording,
Yeah, after the recording.
but what I have is a bunch of super nice apps.
Ooh, nice.
And we wanted to talk today about your computer setup, your work setup.
Yeah. Yeah, when we started talking about work setup, I was like, yeah, I have my water bottle, I have my chair, I have my coffee mug. And then I was like, but that's not only one, that's just one part of my work setup. That, yeah, for example, I cannot work without coffee. And, but the other part is all the tools and the apps that help us work better, faster, with more hands and support.
Yeah, and there are a bunch of them, and you need to
Nice.
be somehow lucky in Googling to find the right ones because there is also a
Ooh,
huge amount of crap outside, and you can
true.
easily fall in in multiple traps. Basically, you can ruin your computer performance. Not so easy anymore with the new M2 chips from Apple, but the stupid apps will become more stupid and also ruin your performance, or data protection issues, also
Mm,
something that could happen, or you are in the unlucky situation that your employee didn't allow you to install any third-party apps.
true. Yeah, and you need to request each one. So you need to play your cards correctly and which one to request. And what I really, really admire about you is that you're you have this superpower in finding really niche cool apps and tools and gadgets in general. Like you find the very good ones that are a little bit underrated. Like one of the things that we are constantly talking about them in each episode, and they haven't yet been our sponsor yet, which is Bunch.
Oh yes.
You were, I think, in the first 100 uh people who have had that app. But yeah, beside that, I want to know more. What else have you found recently?
Yeah, there are basically three apps I wanted to share today. I
Hmm.
can't live without them anymore. It's not so recent, but whenever I set a new computer, then I have to install them by default, or I need to request them until they get allowed, because it's not possible to work me without them anymore. And they are all for Mac. So if you
Hmm.
still run Windows or Linux, then you may need to search for an alternative, but for sure there are maybe even much better alternatives.
Yeah. And so they're all of these are the apps that you install. It's not all the tools that we use, because I'm sure that a lot of people use ChatGPT, a lot of us use Notion, all of the Google family products. So, but these are on top, like just the apps. I think for me, I have a couple of apps on my laptop, and or the couple of apps that I use. One is very stupidly Sublime Text.
Hmm, nice.
I really like the function of being able to select all the rows and just edit all the rows at the same time.
Yeah.
To be honest, that's the main reason I still have it.
Yeah, this is beautiful. I remember very well when Sublime was new on the market, and it was the
Mm,
craziest, fastest editor on all times, and with such crazy functionalities. But
yeah.
VS Code totally rolled it out for me. VS
Mm.
Code has everything like that, and then 100% more features.
Oh, nice.
Also with
But I
multiple
don't
cursor
think.
editing.
Oh, nice. I should get on that. But I don't think this is in the list of your apps. Beside that, I don't have any other apps.
No? Okay.
So yeah, I want you to enlighten me
Yeah.
and bring me to the game of installing apps.
I have three for you, and no matter what your exact role description is, you can make use of them when you work with a computer, with a Mac, basically.
Nice.
So first of all, you know the use case that you get, for example, an email with a link, a username, and a password, right? and then you click on the link, your browser opens, you go back to the email, you copy the username, you go to the website, paste it, you go back to the email, you copy the password. Or ideally, you don't copy it from an email, but from your password manager. Anyway, you need to copy multiple things. And here comes Mackie. Mackie adds a history for your clipboard. So whatever you copy pasted is
Nice.
available with just pressing Command Shift V instead of just V for Command V for
Mhm.
inserting. If you press Command Shift V, you get this history of everything you ever copied.
Oh wow! How far does the history go?
This is under your control. You can set it to 10
Oh,
items,
nice.
but basically it can be more or less infinite. So they also have a search inside, and they also have bookmarks. So if you want to share your Calendly link all over or your invite code for anything, you can all put it in, and it is so handy. Um, I I always go crazy if
Nice.
I see someone who's copy pasting, or bank details is also classical, right? Account number and Bankleitzahl and amount and subject of the thing. You need to copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. No, you do copy, 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 copy. Then you go over to the application, target application, and you hit and paste, 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 and that's it.
Oh
Beautiful.
wow. That's really cool. Nice.
So, and the newest, or the one I am
What
using,
was the name again?
yeah, it is called Mackie, Maccy .app,
Maccy.app. Okay.
and I think you can, yeah, it's open source. It's already the um, yeah, it is open source, and it is the fork of a fork of a fork from all apps I used so far, but all of them are not maintained anymore. So Mackie is currently the one that gets most traction.
Nice.
Thank
Yeah, I
you,
will download it.
thank you, Alex Rodionov, for creating it. I will link you in the show notes when I write the social media post. Yeah, this is a beautiful one. I love it. Can't live without. So you
I'm
should.
downloading as we speak.
The next one you want to download is Caffeine. Caffeine is a super small toolbar app that sits on the top right corner of your Mac next to the
Hmm.
clock or to the time that is displayed. And it's basically an empty coffee mug. And if you click, it is filled. And if it is filled, your computer will never ever go into standby or screensaver mode. So you know the situation that you are sitting with some engineers or some product people, right? And you looking at the beamer, and after or in between a heated discussion, everything turns off because your computer goes into standby mode, and this is not what you want anymore.
All right. So basically, it's a way for your computer not to go to standby. But also, I think or at least I thought you can just go to the settings and just turn off the standby to never.
Yes, sure, but if you are not in a presentation or discussion mode, you want your
Mm.
computer go to standby to save energy or to lock your screen if you forgot to lock it when you leave it in the office. So
Mhm.
the functionality is super useful. You just need to make sure that it is not happening during presentations.
Ah, nice.
Maybe the use case is also not that um, valid anymore, because I think the better presentation apps disable standby already, or if you share to an Apple TV. But anyway, there are still situations. If you look together with your coworker on one screen, and then you don't want to move the mouse all the time, right? And this is
Yeah, true.
just one click.
There is also some I can expect there will be some misuse of it, especially during home office, because I've seen so many weird ways that people just try to, especially those people who use what's it called, Teams, because Teams has this thingy that shows you a way if you're not interacting. So they have this, like I've seen someone who have bought a specific mouse that moves by itself, so it always like circles around, or someone created a Word document and added a dot and placed a like something heavy on the dot, so it goes and adds dots so it doesn't show. So I expect there will be some misuse of that one.
You can also find YouTube videos from 7 hours of a waterfall or 7 hours
Oh
of
my
a
god.
fireplace that will don't let your computer go into standby. But the big point, if your company is evaluating you based on your computer activity day by day, measured by hours spent in front of your computer, you may want to consider if there is maybe a better place to work at, right? Because we want to be measured by our output.
Yeah,
No, by
exactly.
our outcome, not our output.
Yeah. Yeah, but basically we do not, it does not make sense to measure the time of your work, at least in our line of business. So there are for sure some lines of business that it makes sense that still is measured by the hour,
Is
I
it?
think, maybe.
Which one?
um if you are a customer support and you just need to be available for customer support, I don't think it makes sense to be.
No,
So if you have, let me
you
think.
okay, but you for the customer support, you would measure the time your clients are waiting and have a team KPI to have that lower than 1 minute.
Or if you're for example a nurse, you have a shift, so you are working a certain amount of time. It does not matter if you're supporting 10 patients or 20 or 5. You have a certain shift that you need to be available.
Yeah, that's true. But then maybe you are not in your home office.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but also it.
M-
Yeah, what else?
Oh,
What
maybe if you are a security person and you need to watch at video monitors all the time to check
I
if.
would really yeah, that's a good use case for this caffeine thingy, so their videos don't go on sleep and they can watch it always without like shaking the mouse all the time. um but also I would, yeah, I would really prefer that they actually watch it. um
Yeah, and also an AI will very sure find
yeah.
any changes in the video stream.
Yeah, I cannot think of a good example right now, but maybe I can come back to it by the end of the episode.
Let's
But
see.
I want to hear about the third one. Well, how do we write this one? I didn't. It was caffeine? Caffeine?
Caffeine, yeah, the stuff in the coffee that makes you awake,
Oh, yeah, okay, caffeine.
and you need
Can you spell it for us?
yes, CAFFEINE, and then
Okay,
search for caffeine Mac app, something like that.
nice.
Yeah, it's a nice thing, and it is visually beautiful. This is what I really like on it. Of course, you can go to focus mode, you can change your settings, but this is just one click, and yeah, you feel awake if you clicked it.
Nice.
And the last one is called. No, let's go from the use case again, right? How you should do it in a good product evaluation phase. So you know the use case that you have maybe one browser window where you're researching something, and you have a big screen, and on the other side there is a window with your emails, and the third one is your chat messenger, and you all want them on the big screen next to each other. Then you can spend some time with your mouse and organizing them, or you use Rectangle. Rectangle is a Mac application that gives you shortcuts and also mouse clicks at hand to place windows on full screen, on 1/3, 1/6, 1/4. Basically, all kind of configurations are possible. In each corner, um, can take multiple areas of your screen, and this is so useful, especially for engineering, because you want to have your terminal in a small column, then a big column for your editor, and then a smaller column again for your browser window to test. And yeah, this is just done with a few keystrokes. I
Nice.
heavily um, heavily recommend to learn one keystroke at a day, right? To how to put your window in quarters or thirds, and yeah, if you use it every day, you will remember quickly.
Yeah, I'm just right now trying because I remember Apple added something, but I just tried it and you can just divide your screen into two.
Right. This is the full screen mode, and then you have one full screen window, and you can drag another window next to it, but
Yeah.
you lose your dock and you also lose your top menu bar. And
Ah.
also, it has this transitions into shifting the screens, and yeah, it is not
Mhm.
flexible enough, and it puts too much eye candy for me. That's some
Nice.
sometimes you also want to have one window just in full screen to
Mhm.
hide all other windows, and you don't want to make it a real Mac full screen, but just on the most top level and using all available space. And rectangle gives you shortcuts for exactly that, and you can configure them. You can just looking at the context menu. It's also has a keystroke for maximize and almost maximize, or maximize height, or increase, decrease size, center, restore, move it to the next display, the previous display, move to edges. Yeah,
Oh wow.
it's crazy.
It's endless. Nice. I just how would we write this? Is it like a normal rectangle or
Yes,
how would we find it?
exactly.
Okay.
Rectangle, and then app, rectangle app. I don't know the URL. Yeah, rectangleapp.com. And I think it's also open source, but you can also buy it for a price you can set yourself. So the price could be zero,
Nice.
but you can also donate a few euros and thank the great people behind it.
Yeah, I really like this. Also, the other one that you mentioned, MacKey, had also the okay, name a fair price for this,
Yeah.
and you could have downloaded it for zero or for any amount that you want to add. And yeah, I really like that it has also a lot of humanitarian banners and supports on the page. It's nice. I like it. I just when I said I don't have any apps, I just went and checked, and there is one app that I really cannot live without. Besides all the apps that we already know, like besides Spotify or besides Google Chrome, like besides those things that are normally there, there is one app that I really love, which is called Sketch,
Hmm.
and it is for when you want to make a screenshot of something and want to add notes and point out these
Ah,
things and say, "Ha, here I want this to be this." So you can do a lot with it. You can even it has a tool that you can even blur some information on it. It has highlight tool. It has a lot of nice things, and it is a very simple way. It is exactly like Command Shift 4 that you press for making a screenshot, and you will just the cursor will show, you'll capture it, and then the editor opens quickly, and you can add another photo to it, or you can extend the area, you can blur, you can add signs, you can do a lot of things with it,
yeah.
but in a very simple way. And it has also a very limited number of colors, so it's not a complete, it's not going to replace Photoshop for you.
Yeah.
um
You also don't want to use Photoshop to just highlight one bug in the thing you just tested, right?
yeah. Yeah, true, but when I was using Photoshop much more, it was easier for me to like just add my screenshot to Photoshop and just point out to a couple of things. So I had a Photoshop page with like 200, 300 layers of different screenshots.
Yeah.
And I had one arrow that I just posted on them. But yeah, it is super easy to work with. And also, if you have Evernote account, you can directly publish all of those as like save it on your Evernote and like have it there.
Yeah, this is super useful. But also the Mac OS X preview is now able to
Mm,
draw on
true.
screenshots. So this is what I'm
Yeah.
currently using to, yeah, have the desktop
Yeah.
full of screenshots. with arrows on it.
True. The good thing is that this also is not going to be saved on your computer,
Hmm.
so you will not have this the homepage, the desktop full of all of your screenshots. And yeah, and to be honest, all the apps that I have, like I said, Sketch and Sublime Text, and these two apps I had it since I don't know 6 years or so, like, since both of them. Yeah, so they're old apps.
Yeah. then
But
let's.
yeah, I will download. Yeah, sorry, go on.
Um, yeah, I just try to find a good transition from the old apps, not to our age, but to um, working with computers and selecting experiences. And then I wanted to mention the brand new Google announcement that they announced Project IDX, and this should become a full-fledged development environment in the
Ooh.
clouds, including AI assistant um, developer pale, basically. So maybe this will replace all single old applications, because everything will live
Oh
in the cloud
wow.
and you are not belonging any longer to one concrete machine, but just to your username and password combination and second and third factor.
Oh wow. That is both stressful, amazing, and scary. Like it is. I have all the feelings about that.
Definitely a good
Like,
topic for one of our next episodes. Um,
yeah,
Still, there's plenty of time to optimize your workflows with the help of super useful small applications that makes your life easier.
yeah. Maybe next time we can talk about mobile applications because I think there are a lot that also can help you.
Yeah, good one. Then thank you very much for listening. Thank you, Gonsche, for joining. And
Thank you for letting me know all the apps that you use.
you,
It's really fun to know.
you mean for preparing this episode and hours of research.
Exactly. Alrighty.
Have a nice
Then,
day. See you later.
bye.